Cats, man, cats. Welcome to an episode of Cats and Coffee. Welcome to an episode of Potions or Run. Today we are chilling, just checking out some news, see what's going on today. It's a little late. It's 9:43 over here in the West Coast. It was a lazy morning. Today, having a bagel, cream cheese, plain, not toasted, and latte, plain, with some sugar. Just so delicious, that espresso. Anywho, that's what I am having today and this morning. And I ain't got nothing planned for this stream. Like I usually don't for Cats and Coffee. Just go over the news and stuff and see what is cracking for the day. That's pretty much what is planned. Yes, sir. There's a bit of stuff that I've been wanting to talk about for the. Oh my God! Someone's giving me hearts. Hearts. I love hearts. Um, News that has been popping up that I want to talk about that I just haven't because there's like little tidbits of news and it's not worth making like a whole big ass video about. I ain't got the time for. I mean, I do got the time, but I don't like. Sorry, I'm over here trying to get my charger. I don't like stretching out videos. That's like not my thing. But even though there's a bunch of like little news articles and stuff that I was like, oh, cool. It's like what I mean, I can make shorts, I guess. I can start making shorts. Anyways, I can start making shorts. But yeah, I don't want to prolong like videos and shit. So I can do it right now. Little things I want to talk about. Oh, just charging my charging my laptop. Now, I will be eating. So if you don't like, what's up, man? Friday, hell yeah, 56K warning. The thing is, I don't work anymore. For the time being, I don't work. So like, the days don't really matter too much to me anymore. Just even sometimes where I lose track of days. The only thing that keeps me on track is that I got to go to treatment, TTS, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. So that's the only reason why I know what day of the day it is, or what day of the day, what day of the week it is. But also speaking of Fridays, when I used to work in the restaurant industry, like yeah, Fridays you pretty much had to work every Friday, and then weekends you had to work, Saturday and Sunday. So hey, the notion of being a Friday never ever crossed my mind. And to tell you the truth, that really sucks about the restaurant industry. The hours and the days that servers and cooks and managers have to. Anybody who actually works for the restaurant, they never get holidays off. Never get to spend it with their family, their kids, birthdays. Hardly. That's like one day that you might get off, but no weekends. Like you don't get to go do fucking weekend shit, like go to the beach and stuff, or you gotta do it like on a freaking Tuesday, on a random ass Tuesday or something. So um, it sucks. Like when it comes to the social aspect of working at restaurants, like having a life and trying to do things that are normal, you can't. You really do like need weekends off because most of the shit happens on the weekends for the most part. Like um, but people really don't think about that, you know. Um, but the thing is, it's like unless you're like at a certain restaurant where you've just been there so long that you have a set schedule, but that's like mostly unheard of. You're always gonna work weekends and holidays. So yeah, man. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are the only days that matter to me. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. What's up, Dan Willie? How's it going, man? Like, yeah, I was just saying that I don't really got anything planned for this stream. I'm just having my coffee and my cats and my breakfast. But I did want to talk about a few things that are going on in the gaming industry. Um, I'm not prepared. Just letting you know. So it's gonna be slow. It's gonna be slow rolling. Slow rolling. Um, One thing that I did find interesting though is right. I haven't played I haven't played the game. I didn't buy it. Marathon. Um, I guess a lot of people are hoping that it fails and um, making articles and shit. Um, I don't have it. I didn't download it because I wasn't gonna talk about this. What the hell? Where's it at? Hmm. I'm sorry for the dark screen, but I'm trying to look for a folder. What the hell? And it's not there. Oh, my bad. I'm looking in the wrong place. Um, but speaking of marathon, there's a lot of people that wanted to fail for some reason, just because I guess they named it as one of the Concordians type of games, but they wanted to fail so bad that people are actually making up articles. This one is supposedly Paul Tassi, who writes for Forbes. Marathon has lost 35% of its player base within a week, by Paul Tassi, senior contributor for Forbes, published on March 12th, 2026. And it turns out that this article is fake. Rada Bager, not sure if he's the one that faked it, but he pretty much retweeted or tweeted a fake article. Paul Tassi had to come out and deny the article. I guess if I don't cover Marathon's player count enough, people will make fake articles that I did not write. Jesus Christ. So now it's like the grifters have bet so like they have so much invested in this game that they're willing to spread like fake news, like fake articles, just to make their narrative, just to give their narrative just a little bit of validity, to make it valid, pretty much, to make that argument at least a little bit valid. But I mean, I don't know if Marathon is gonna succeed or to the point where it needs to. I don't think it's gonna fail. Hey, hey, can you guys relax? Can you guys relax? My cats. We need to see the cats here. Come here, Pixie. Pixie here just got wrestled by my black cat, my big cat. They're lovers. They love each other, but then they start playing to the point where they start getting mad at each other. And yeah, man, you okay, girl? Like, don't let it fool you. This girl right here is feisty as shit. She's the one that pretty much starts attacking everybody when people get out of line. My black cat here, Buddy, now they're over there drinking water together. But my black cat Buddy, and that he's kissing her. Oh, he's making up. He's like a lover, but like he's big, and if he really wanted to, he's powerful too. He can fuck some shit up, but he doesn't. But when he does start playing, like he gets into that crazy eye mode, where he starts playing too hard, kind of like that that dude from Mice of Men, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, where he's all petting rabbits and shit. 56K Warning says, my schedule has been great. Work from home in the morning and hit. Oh, that's awesome, bro. Hell yeah. Like, that's what I would definitely love. Like, a job where I can work from home, like part time from home, and then like part time from office. You know what I mean? Because like you can wake up, you don't have to be like all rushed and shit. You can kind of have like a nice home routine. Have some good ass breakfast. Actually enjoy your freaking mornings. And then be like all legit for work, and then when you're already set to go, spend a few hours in the office doing whatever you got to do. Like that's the type of work that I would really, really love. To tell you the truth though, what I would like to do is work for myself. but actually have like a workshop type of environment. Um, like I did just for I mean, I guess I could talk about it. I'm just time to talk about, but I did start a official like LLC business for my video games. It's called Potion Sword Run Productions, um, and it's just stationed out of my room. Like I don't have an office or anything like that. But if I ever get to the point where I can get like a workshop for my business, where I can do like all my YouTube shit, do all my like any merchandising stuff that I do, any artwork that I do, any video game stuff that I do for like the company, and be under one roof and stuff, like that's something that I would definitely love, Um, and I mean, I can probably do that. I can probably swing like a workshop or something if I find something affordable right now. But the thing is, I'm not trying to do like a whole Amico shit and have a workshop before I actually have shit to produce. You know what I mean? So I mean, that's something to work towards responsibly. But yeah, that's kind of like what I like to do. Like I wake up, do a little bit of I mean, I can even do some YouTube in the office. But you know what I mean? I just have like another place where I can actually get some actual work done. But anyways, yeah, I like your little setup where you have to, wake up, and then you go to the office on the other days. Dan Willis is college and volunteer work for me. Yeah, man, I really loved it when I went to college. Like college, I would just love being in the learning environment. And I went to San Jose State, and I was able to work. I did go to state college. I mean, sorry, state college. What do they call it? Community college, and I got some of my prerequisites done. Then I transferred to San Jose State, and so when I went there, I was able to do my electives and stuff just for my degree. So I was able to do work on graphic design. I did a little bit of coding and stuff. So I was able to work on computers, which was really fun. I also had a bunch of art classes to learn tangible stuff on design, which were also freaking fun. So and I had a shop too as well. I ended up doing some industrial design, so I went to shop class to like create physical products. So stuff like that was actually like fun to learn, fun to go to school, and hanging out with like-minded individuals too. So you just kind of compete and bring each other up. You check out their work and like, fuck, that looks awesome. Maybe I can do a little bit better on my work, type of thing. So yeah, I definitely love school. After San Jose State, I ended up transferring to CSUMB. Ended up getting my degree in cinematic arts and technology, which pretty much is movie making. From production all the way to post production. Directing, writing, gripping. Using cameras, setting up lights, all this bullshit. But it was just fun. It was like going to class and learn how to freaking make movies, do movies, write scripts. Um, just like collaborate with other students and stuff, work on their films. I loved it. I love school, and even just learning like freaking math and shit. Once you actually clicks and you start learning the math, it just makes everything easier. Or writing, or it's just fun. I love school. Like I wish school was freaking free, like for everybody, and we can just keep on going for all of our lives to keep on learning shit that we just want to keep on learning, and it wasn't so damn freaking expensive. I mean, imagine our society of fully educated people in different aspects of life. I mean, you have engineers, you have artists, you have scientists, people who just love like certain things that are their passion, and then you keep on learning your whole life, and innovation, like small businesses. You know what I mean? But no, we want to capitalize on everything and make money and just squeeze. Oh, you like my bomber jacket? Um, $10, $15. I bought it at Marshalls. $15, man. Um, I like to like I don't I'm not a minimalist, but I don't buy a lot of junk. So I only have like so that's why you might see like if I wear like a lot of the repeat clothes, sweaters and stuff, because I only have like maybe right now these type of sweaters without a hoodie. I have maybe three. Like I just like this one is a Vans one. Um, so whenever I buy something that's like high quality or whatever, like I make it last. Like my clothes last, whatever. Anyways, But I recently started thinking like, let me just I don't want to buy an expensive ass bomber jacket. I do have one, but it's already beat up. It's old, and it was like I think $100 when I bought it. I mean, I still wear it. Let me show you real quick since we're doing some fashion with Potion. Oh. Now this one is just a little bit thicker. It's black. Um, as you can see right here, it had a little logo, and I don't like logos too much, so I patched it up. Um, but yeah, this one here cost me $100. I mean, it's still good. It's all good. I have another one. This one here is a little bit more thicker than both of them. If I ever need it for like super super cold, this one is actually a Fox jacket. This one cost me about $100 as well or so. But this one here, I bought it at Marshalls for $15. It's more lightweight, but it's perfect for summer. And it's like water resistant, but best of all, what it is, it's fur resistant. Like it doesn't track any of my cat fur, cat hair or anything, so I don't have to constantly be freaking using the lint roller. Where, as in the black one, like even right now, there's a little bit of cat hair on the bottom here. So every time I use this, I always have to have a freaking lint roller for it. But man, do not skip on Marshalls, man. $15 for this one. It's freaking awesome. And then I also have another black lightweight one here. Um, this one I got from, I think it might have been TikTok shop or something, for like about $15 as well. And I really, really, really love these two light ones. The thing with TikTok shop is you always got to be careful, because of the quality. You're not, it might not be good, but this one, I mean, it was perfect, man. Good quality and everything. And I guess the best thing is, like, it's hardly any hair. Like, I have one little hair on there. So that's kind of what I've been. Anyway, that's what I look for now when I go shopping and shit. I try to see if I can get fabrics where where there's no hair that stick to it. But anyways, there's some fashion with Potion. Thank you about my jacket. So right now that's yeah, I'm set with jackets. I don't need any more jackets. Right now what I really need though are shoes. Last line, good morning. I have enough shirts that I can go to 2 months. Nah, see, I have shirts. I haven't bought any shirts in a couple years, I'm gonna say, man. Ever since I got sick, actually, like 3 years. I usually wear white shirts. I'm stuck. Am I stuck? Oh no. I usually wear white shirts, like every day. There's like my two go shirts. I have maybe like about 10 of them, and I just wash them and stuff. When it comes to actual shirts, I have maybe like about six of them. They're usually Vans. I like Vans, and I like Vans when it comes to shirts, when it comes to their style, when it comes to their clothing. So yeah, I'm a Vans person. Those are the only logos that I'll usually show if I have any logos. Um, yeah, like I don't like even though like I like Nike, like I don't like having like Nike logos. Adidas and Vans are my logos that I would don't mind showing. I like them. Vans because and Adidas because of '80s vibes. I was an '80s kid, and I used to break dance and shit. Even like if you're, in I grew up in the like in the hood, and, so we had my brothers are in gangs and stuff, and family members and friends, and environment. So if you either you dress like I did have some dickies and shit too back in the day, but either you're kind of like skater-ish or you're kind of gang-ish, and I kind of started dressing more towards the skater-ish, and that's why and I used to break dance a little, so that's why I did Adidas and Vans, because Vans you can pull off still dressing cool in the hood, you know. So yeah, and Chucks, of course, for your feet. Um, Patch, duct tape, yeah. I just patched out the duct tape. Good morning, fellow potion chuggers. um, I do have like for on my memberships, I have a name for them, for people who join, for the member for the club. It's the logo. Do I have it? Let me see if I have it. I'm gonna show it real quick. Let me go. But potion chuggers, I like that. Let me see if I can add the image here of what I'm talking about. I guess I just gotta find it. But I have a logo. I don't know where I put it. PSR logo. No, that's my logo for my business. Oh, here it is. So this is one of the badges uh, for uh, for the members. This is my cat Lucky, and it's called Los Gatitos Banditos. So pretty much, the bandit cats. These are this is what I'm gonna call my crew, my 50 deep, my 50 deep. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna have different badges with my different cats in the middle. This one's the first cat because I really like his eye patch. It just fits perfectly. It fits perfectly. Yeah, the jackets were a bargain, bro. Like I'm looking for bargains now. So or if I buy something like these sweaters that I buy, they gotta be good quality and they gotta last now. Um, I'm not one to like waste money and like on clothes anymore. That's why it's been taking me a while to actually find some shoes. I'm not sure. Like I've been trying to do some bargain hunting, but I can't find anything that I really like. So I'm gonna actually like spend some good chunk of money on some shoes. Um, I just don't know. I need to get a couple of styles. I need some running shoes, but then I also need like just some like some Jordan type just shoes to everyday normal walk tennis shoes. Um, but I also want some kind of nice little type of boots. But I don't need the boots right now. It's just something what I want. But yeah, I need to find myself some Jordans or some Nikes or I was looking for Adidas, but Adidas has some ugly ass freaking running shoes, man. They really do. And Converse, I mean, sorry, Vans. They don't make like running shoes and shit like that. Stop having multiple styles of. I stopped having multiple styles of jackets. Um, yeah, so did I. It looks like all I have is kind of these like bomber type jackets. Yeah, that's pretty much what I. That's all I. That's my style, I guess. You can contact Pro Club Company and buy in bulk. Yeah, you don't care for brands either. Potion got that Simpsons wardrobe. What Simpsons wardrobe? What does that mean? Let me recommend Redback Australian Work boots. You'll never Redback Australian. What's up, multiplex buggy multiplex? Redback Australian work boots. Let's see what those are real quick. Redback Australia. That's a spider. That's a spider. You're showing me spiders, guy. Work book boots. Those look images. Image. Let's check it out. Driving with Potion. No, that's not it. I put the picture on my desktop and now I can't find it. Hate that shit, man. I hate that shit. Okay, let me give me a second, guys. I'm looking for these looking for the boots. If you guys want to get some nice boots. Here they are. What do you guys think? I think they're actually pretty nice. Yeah, those are actually pretty nice. Actually, you know, I wouldn't mind sporting those. I'm not sure about the front. Looks a little I don't know. Looks a little round, a little too round maybe. But yeah, I don't hate those. They look pretty good. Shirts are like underwear. Buy them, use them, and throw them out. LOL. No, man. That's how you waste money, man. That's how you waste money. Shirts are like underwear. Buy them, use them, and throw them out. Potion is a Norte. How would you have guessed that? 56K warning. Um, that's hilarious that you would guess that because that would be true. My family, my brother is actually, rep, he's, I think he's retired now. He's a lot older now. I don't really, I haven't talked to him in years, to tell you the truth. It's been a long time since I talked to my older brother. But he was a norteño. He was a soldier for the NF. You know, he's been in prisons and all this shit and everything. So that's kind of where you know, my older brother. That's who I grew up with. You know, him and his friends and shit. But I grew out of it when I was younger. He never did. But I have friends and stuff that never grew out of it either. In fact, one of my best friends is he was a soldier for NF. He's been in, you know, news articles and TV and shit. I think he might be out right now. I haven't hooked up with him because you know, I got sick and everything. And I just put my life on hold. But he was my best friend growing up. He went to prison because he shot some dude in the head. It was that they were supposed to hang out too. So if I would have been with them, I probably would have got arrested for accessory or some shit, you know. But he was, yeah, he's pretty hardcore. But yeah, that's who they represented. The funny thing is, though, my uncle, he was actually a sureño. Um, yeah, we don't know what happened to him. He disappeared, and we think he might have got murdered or something, or might have got. We don't know what ended up happening to him, but he was a sureño, and so it was weird because whenever there was conflict at my house, because of other gang related type of activities, because where we lived, we have different gangs, different people who affiliated with different gangs on the same street that we lived in. But it was weird because we lived on the same street. We all grew up with each other. So my brother, even though he was a norteño, grew up with some other person who was a sureño, and yet because they were friends, because they grew up as little kids. So it was always weird whenever problems came to our street because you never knew who was gonna side with who. Because my uncle obviously wasn't gonna cross his nephew, my brother. Their family and they loved each other. So whenever there's like problems with gangs and stuff, it was always like a big old kerfuffle and confusion. And so anyways, that's just some backstory when it comes to that. Oh, the last line has become a stray cat, and so has a 56K warning. Right now, they have little Charlie little thing on, not Charlie. Yeah, no, not Charlie. It's Lucky. Stray cat strut. This emo, I'll sub. Oh, you can have my face laughing. And the last line, just did an emo. That's Sunshine doing her little lick. Sunshine recently passed this year. That's my black cat right now that I have, Buddy. That's his mom. I found her. I found her outside actually. Oh shit! I'm over here showing you guys a boot. I found her outside, and she was um, yeah, she was my oldest cat. She recently passed this year. The only reason I subbed to Tony's is for the potion emo. Oh, Luke's Awakening. Sent 5 potions or run gift memberships. Thank you. I appreciate that. He's giving it to Buggy Multiplex, Blue the Kate, Sanctum Scrotum. Who the hell is that dude? Who is Sanctum Scrotum? Computer Man and Hamster. Yeah, I also have the little Amico controller for all the Amico fanatics out there who still want to talk about it or hear about it. Uh, just so you guys know, anybody out there who actually does want to hear stuff about the Amico, recently the Retro Creep talked about it for like a long time. I think pretty much his whole stream he was talking about it, and I think Sweet and Tender Hooligan was in there too, and Cyrus Martin actually talked about it for a good while too recently, and it was very insightful. So they do still talk about the Amico out there, still relevant. Um, so yeah, I guess it's still not done, guys. Still not done. All the boots are real good. No, those boots actually look like they're good. They're good material, man. They look like they're actually good. Good set of boots. But like I said, first I gotta buy some tennis shoes. Speaking of marathon, what I was saying, they're making fake articles about that. I'm not sure if you guys have seen Vera Dark play marathon. Last time I showed you guys Smash JT playing marathon and how he sucked. He made a bunch of videos and shit talking crap about marathon, but obviously the game is not for him. The same can go for Vera Dark. She does play multiplayer games. She does play games. She's a gamer. She does play online games. And she does play shooters, and she's okay, for the most part, for being, a girl. But she does not know how to play marathon, and there's clips of her, people roasting her on Twitter because, yeah, she sucks. She sucks bad. But I don't think they'll be making fun of her the way that they're making fun of her if she wouldn't be talking so much shit about video games. And that's the thing, man. Some video games are just not for you. Even though I love shooters, I love Halo, Bungie. I love the first not marathon, Destiny. I come to realize that marathon is just. I mean, I know how to control first person shooters and shit, but it's just not for me. The game mechanics, the sweating, I don't know, the PVE. I don't know. It doesn't really excite me. So the difference between someone who's a grifter and someone who's not, it's just like I'm not gonna keep on making 100 videos and shit talking about how much it sucks when I know that the game is not for me and it's not my I'm not the target audience. And so it's just good to see that real gamers out there finally pushing back against these grifters and shit. Rest in peace, Sunshine. Definitely, man. She was probably my best behaved cat. Her and her son are my best behaved cats, man. Like she was just awesome. Like my white cat Dylan, god damn, she's a handful. Lucky, another handful. Pixie, freaking another handful. It's like I'm striking 50-50 with my pets. Amico is still coming out. San Jose State, and you're from Cali? Not hard to guess. San Jose State, man, it's a freaking awesome campus, man. I really, really loved it. I kid you not. It's like an actual freaking university, you know. When sometimes you go to certain universities and or colleges, but nah, this one was it was legit. And what I really liked about the campus was around the campus, like different restaurants and shit, so you don't have to actually eat at campus. But I'll tell you this: that they had some quesadillas in the cafeteria. They would use a ribeye steak with just jack cheese and throw some beans in there. I would actually go to school just for the quesadillas. Like if I didn't feel like going to class, I'd be like thinking of the quesadillas, and they would give me the motivation to go to class. I would fight the 101 traffic during rush hour for those quesadillas. I would circle the student parking for 30 minutes in circles just to hopefully find a parking somewhere because they always oversold parkings for those quesadillas. They're that freaking good, man. Just thinking about them right now takes me back. The Miko's still coming out, dude. Look, hey, can you guys relax? You know what? Next time I'm gonna do when I do this cat's coffee, I'm gonna attach my webcam so that I can point it at my cats when they're just fucking around like they always do. That's what I'm gonna do next time. So you actually get a lot more cats next time. Because dude, these guys are characters in the morning. It's like Lucky's over here messing with the box. Dylan's over here in the closet chilling, and she's talking shit to the cat, just because it's close to her. Anyways, the company is still putting stuff out. The last line. I haven't gotten Marathon yet, still debating on it. I did pick up John Carpenter's Toxic. I saw Toxic Commandos, and that's pretty good so far. Reminds me of Left 4 Dead. Marathon's like Overwatch. You need to learn each character one by one, kind of like a fighting game. Yeah, you do, dude. And not only that, there's like so many different mechanics as well. I went to a games and music fest in San Jose State a couple times. You need GoPros for the cats. Um, I don't like GoPros. Stop. I actually had GoPros, Luke Awakening. I had the GoPro 4, and when I first got it, it would work pretty good, no problems with it. As it got just a little bit older, and I'm talking about months older, I started noticing that it would start to get hot, like the freaking GoPro just get hot. I would use it as a dash cam, and I would drive about 30 minutes to get to work, And by the time it got to my destination, it would last for the most part, but that shit was just super, super, super hot. And then eventually, it would stop uh, recording after a while. And given that they're like freaking, like $500, $400, depending on the one that you get, I didn't want to have to replace another freaking GoPro. Um, so yeah. Right now, actually, what I'm looking for is a cheap ass dash cam where you can just put a dash cam in it. Just there's got to be dash cams that don't heat up and they kind of last for like hours and hours. Like cheap ones from freaking China, Temu or some shit. I'm sure. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a cheap ass dash cam, just for $20. And if it breaks, I just get another one. I'm not looking to spend like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but I do want to get a dash cam. Um, I wanted to get a blogger camera type thing too, but I think the ones that I was looking at are like $400, man. They're like expensive and shit. Just because I don't, my phone gets hot too while I record. So I just wanted like a dedicated type of blogger type of camera, so that when I go on my Charlie walks, I don't gotta take my big camera. I don't gotta use my phone. I could just use like a little vlog camera. But again, they're expensive, and I want to spend less than $100 on something like that, and less than 100, like $50 on a cheap ass dash cam. I don't care if they're Chinese made. Like I'm not, I don't care as long as they last me for a good while and I can replace them. Um, but yeah, you like the bag that I have hanging back here, the expensive $400 bag. Let me show you this $400 bag. Luke's awakening. It is a. I cannot pronounce the name. I think it's Scandinavian bag. It might be from Finland. I'm not quite sure where it's from, or New Zealand. I'm not sure. Sweden. It's from Sweden, but it's called a Flachraven backpack. Um, it says Sweden 1960, so I guess that's when the company you know was first founded. I bought this at Pagonia. It's a hiking type of shop in Carmel. When I used to work over there, I went to a shop and I bought it. It only cost $100, and this is one of those things where I consider it to be I splurged. Like I splurged on my backpack for $100 for something like this. But the reason why I got it was because I needed a new backpack. I needed a lightweight backpack, and so this fits the bill. Oh, look at a little Sweden flag right here. I didn't notice that. But yes, I don't know where they said that it cost $400. It did not cost $400. Like who spends $400 on a backpack? Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe if it's like a person who likes designer shit, like Louis Vuitton and stuff, and they overprice their shit. But no, I did not spend $400 on this fucking backpack. That's that's the type of shit that I'm talking about when it comes to those fuckers that are stuck in the mud. It's like I don't know why you gotta make shit up. Like just say it costs $100 and I spend like $100 is a lot to spend on a backpack, even that. So I mean, just tell the truth, man, or don't even mention it at all because it's nothing worth mentioning. But whatevs. Um, yeah. Just in case you want to get that backpack, Patagonia. How do you say that brand? You got a dash cam for $40? Yeah, see, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a dash cam for $40 is good. I got the Rove 4K dash cam. It has been fantastic. Rove 4K dash cam. Rove 4K dash cam. This one is $129. Like I don't need it to be 4K though, you know what I mean? But like I caught you in 4K, trying to cut me off. Yeah, that one looks pretty cool. But like I said, 1080p would be fine for me. So if I can save some money on a 1080p one, um, well, this one's only $89. What is this? It's a Famey, a Famey. I don't know what that is. Probably a generic one, but um, hey, everybody chillax, everybody chillax. Cat's going crazy again. I need a seriously. Next time I'm gonna attach my freak. You know what? Can I do that shit right now? Oh, it's over there. It's all good. A dash cam would be cool for the cats. Delivering time. Be right back. Delivering time. Be right back. A $4 million bag. Patagonia. Oh, dude, I love going to REI and Patagonia and those shit. It's like, and especially REI. This one down this not down the street, but I live in Salinas and Marina. There's an REI. It's about 10, 15 minutes away. But dude, that's so much cool shit. Like I would spend so much money at REI, and I'm not even a freaking big ass like camper or hiker. I used to be back in the day when I was a little bit younger, but because of my cousin. But that store just has so much cool shit that you want to be a freaking hiker. Like you want to just use all that cool shit, you know? Oh man, I haven't been there in a while. I do want to go check out their bikes because I remember they had a good bike selection. I want to buy I've been talking about this. I want to buy a bike. I want to buy so much shit, man. I'm on a freaking budget, which kind of sucks. When I was working, I could have just splurged, but I need to buy a bike. I need to buy some shoes. I need to buy a dash cam. And all these video games keep on coming out, so I keep on spending money on video games too. So, like that game where you play as a lesbian knight came out on PlayStation and Steam recently. Um, Auto Voto or something like that. 1348. I want to play that, but I'm not sure if I want to pay full price. Um, but I want to go check out REI because they had bikes. I did see one bike at Walmart that looked like it was passable. It was like $150. But there's also some Mexican dude on Sundays. He sells bikes by a McDonald's that I drive by and get breakfast sometimes. I see him out there like with like a little yard sale type of thing in a corner where he has like some shit, but he also has like a bunch of bikes sometimes. I saw him about 3 weeks ago, but I was broke, and he had like about 4 different bikes. And then I saw the week after that he only had two bikes, and then I saw him after that he didn't have no bikes. And then he had one bike, so he has bikes on a regular basis. So I might have check out that guy and buy a bike from him. There's some cheap cams on Amazon. I saw 4K $150. What's up, Mike? How's it going, man? Yeah, we're just shooting the shit, just having some coffee, um, talking about a little bit of video game news, and just we're talking about fashion, whatever bullshit. For those of you, I'm sure everybody here, yeah, I'm sure everybody here knows, but Mike streams racing on his wheel, and he has pedals and shit, and, racing gloves and racing shoes. I also need to buy racing shoes. In case you guys are into the racing scene, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good driver. I need a lot of practice to get there, but he says he has like 400 hours in one game, so I have about 3 hours, 2 hours in one game, and I haven't even started my freaking my career mode. I haven't even went to the settings. I got to go into the settings to set my steering wheel up and everything. But anyways, if you guys are into racing, he's freaking good. And like I was watching last night, and there was times where I was just watching I watch on my TV, and it was just like I was like in the zone. Like I was just like I smoked a little, and I was just in a trance. That's how good of a racer he is. Yeah, get yourself a nice stolen bike. REI is so dope. Real nice, expensive North Face stuff. Yeah, I'm not. Hey, Ricardo, how good to see you, man. Yeah, I'm not really looking to get like anything too expensive because I'm not racing. I just want to take a roam around the neighborhood. I want to put a basket up front so Charlie can sit there and enjoy life. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for when it comes to a bike. Um, I don't know if I have any Nintendo fans in here, but Pocopia has sold 2.2 million copies in 4 days. Not as good as Resident Evil that sold, well, it's actually, nope. Resident Evil sold 5 million copies in 5 days. But Pocopia, I called it back in the day when it was announced um, that this game was potentially going to be a big hit. That this was going to be like their system seller. Because not only does it like it bring in Pokemon fans, traditional Pokemon fans, but it also brings in the cozy gamers. And so I think it brought in Animal Crossing fans, plus Pokemon fans, and just anybody else who is curious about a game, and people who are starving for games, let's say, on the Switch too, especially exclusives. But yeah, man, Pocopia seems to be a hit. It kind of I want to play it. I kind of want to play it. But the thing is, I know I kind of when it comes to cozy games, I get sucked in. So um, yeah, it looks pretty good. But I'm not going to buy a Switch just for this game. But it seems like a lot of people have actually been buying a Switch just for that game. I'm not sure if anybody out there with the Switch 2 has played it, has any experience with it, see if it actually has any depth to it, because that's the only thing that I fear about it, is that it's going to have no depth to it. But so far, it seems like this is going to be their holiday hit that they really, really needed to push the Switch 2. Hey, chillax, chillax, both of you. 2.2 million copies, man. That's insane. Today, Friday the 13th? Shit! Friday the 13th, everybody. Watch some scary movies, some Jason Myers, some Jason Myers. Jason Myers. Have they have I know they have a Jason versus Freddy. Do they have a Michael versus Jason? Because aren't like Michael and Jason both indestructible? I don't think Freddy is. Charlie in the ET seat. Get yourself, dude. That's a good idea, man. I like that. Charlie in the ET seat. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna. I would love to take a picture of that. Put that shit like a little bit of artwork. Horror game day. Yeah, man. I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be streaming today, but if you guys stream some horror games, hell yeah. Do they have any um besides, like, I'm not sure if Castlevania counts as horror games, but do they have any like retro horror games? I can't recall any off the top of my head. I'm sure they do, you know? I'm trying to think. Like, not modern retro, but actual retro horror games. Anybody out there? Ricky Ricardo? Who else plays Luke? Who else plays retro games in here? Are there any retro horror games? Are there any retro zombie games? I was thinking, since I've kind of been working on games, I would like to do a retro beat 'em ups zombie type of game. Um, I think that would be so much fun. I mean, because I love zombie games. Like, I can never ever get tired of zombie games. I know a lot of people out there get zombie fatigue. I don't, but I would love to play like a zombie beat 'em ups type of games. I know we get a lot of zombie horror games or whatever, but to have like a zombie beat 'em up, like what's that game? What's that game with all the zombies and the protagonist's name is Frank? It came out on Xbox. It was exclusive on there. It's like for a bit, but then Dead Rising, where there's like a bunch of zombies, like hundreds of zombies on screen. Is it Dead Rising? I would like a. Is it Dead Rising? I think it is Dead Rising. Um, a Dead Rising game? Yes, Dead Rising. But I would like a Dead Rising game that's a 2D beat 'em up style, type of game. Like I would just love that. So if there's like a old school one that's already been made, you can play Requiem. Yeah, I got stuck on Requiem on Resident Evil. Um, I there's a part where I keep on dying. I need to figure it out. I think I need a There's like a big old zombie lady that keeps on killing me. I think I need to throw a Molotov at her. I got to figure out the puzzle, but they want me to do something that I'm not quite sure what to do. There are many horror movie themes. Clock Tower is a pretty famous one. Friday the Third. Oh yeah, they do, huh? I remember that. I did have Friday the 13th. Back in the day on Nintendo. I never really figured out how to pass that game though. Nightmare on Zombie ate my neighbor. That was like not really scary. Nightmare on Elm Street. So there's only commercial ones. There's nothing like Game Boy Color had Resident Evil. Stubbs Zombies. Yeah, see, like no, I'm talking about like 8-bit, 16-bit type of horror games. There isn't much, right? That are made for like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, whatever, TurboGrafx or Sega, whatever. I mean, it just seems like that's a big old audience that you just didn't capitalize on back in the day. That's probably why freaking Resident Evil was so big when it came out on the PlayStation, right? Because it was like a certified like a horror game, and we never really had any true horror games then before that. Ooh, Zombie Nation on the NES, a shooter with floating heads. Hmm. It's just interesting. I never really thought about that, when it comes to horror games. Hmm. Good to know. I have to probably check that out. Or maybe just freaking I started developing my own little horror games. Speaking of horror games though, and beat 'em ups or side scrollers, if any of you guys have watched the movies Terrifier, it's Art the Clown. He's a clown that goes and kills people and shit, like chops them up and whatever. They recently came out with Terrifier game. It's a side scrolling beat 'em up. I was waiting for it to go on sale before I bought it because it's like $50, and it seems like something I would probably finish within a couple of days or 3 days or so. So I didn't want to spend $50. Wait for it to go on sale. But if anybody's interested, they do have Terrifier the Clown as a beat 'em up. It's not really a scary game or anything, but it's kind of cool little concept that I can get behind because I really did like those movies. I felt like those movies didn't hold back, so that was pretty interesting. That was interesting. Just trying to see what else we have going on today in the news, the video game news, not in the actual news. The actual news is depressing. Depressing as F, man. Hey, did you guys see that new trailer for California? Do I have it? I think I have it. I want to show you guys. Let me see if I have it. It's a new Survivor game. Survivor. Yeah, I guess you call it. It's an online survival game. Um, yeah, I do have it. It's from the guy who the art not the creative director from Overwatch. I guess he's finally coming out with his next game, and it actually is pretty cool. I might be biased though because I'm from California, and I just love California. So you know, but here, let me show you this trailer. So it looks like you play as it's back in the cowboy era. It's during the gold rush. I think 1949 or something, or within those ranges. It's an online survival game, so I'm not quite sure how it's gonna play. Probably something like Fallout 76, Red Dead Redemption, or GTA Online, something like that. Um, but it looks freaking awesome. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun. Actually, that's what I'm. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun. It also reminds me of a missed opportunity from Red Dead Redemption 2. It looked like they could have done a lot, way more with the online on that. But the reason why they did it was because of Grand Theft Auto. But I mean, this game just looks like so much fun. I mean, it just looks interesting to say the least. Like being able to uh, hang out with your posse and go do raids and stuff. I think right here, I'm not sure if they're robbing a bank or what they're doing, but you have to get loot. You have to get loot and stuff. And right here, I think this is it shows you and your buddies, you and your crew, doing a mission. Whatever the McCarthy Ranch is mission, and it looks, I don't know, it's kind of fun. And there's also like a world to explore. There's different animals and stuff you can harvest, so you can get better weapons and all that stuff, like in real games. You have to chop wood and stuff, to build your base and all that stuff. Um, and I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch of like Native Americans and stuff just to make it more authentic. I don't know. This is like something that might be up my alley. Like when it comes to multiplayer games and online shooters, like this is the kind of games that I like more. A little bit more laid back, a little bit more casual, but still interesting. Is that it? Oh, I think that's it. But I don't know. I thought that game freaking looked cool, man. And like I said, it's coming from the guy who did was the creative director from Overwatch. So I mean, it looks like he knows what to do with multiplayer games. So man, yeah, that game is looking pretty good. Ghosts and Goblins. Oh, Ghosts and Goblins, man. That shit was hard though. Ghosts and Goblins or Ghosts and Ghouls. See, yeah, that game. Yeah, they were on theme with that one, man. I think they made a modern one, didn't they? But they used they use graphics that made it look like what are those games where they run like on the web browsers. Anyways, the graphics didn't look so good on that one. How's a game dev coming? Says Retro Bro. Slow, slow. I took some time off to refocus because, like you said, you kind of get a little bit burnt out. I'm still learning like I'm never gonna stop learning the engine. There's so much to learn and shit, especially with coding and stuff. But yeah, I'm still working on my graphics. I'm still working on my game mechanics. I have a few game ideas that I'm workshopping. Like trying to do like see if like little things work and stuff here and there. But so it's just like those. I'm working on mechanics here. Like the game's gonna take a while, like to actually release an actual game or to finalize what I want to do because, like I said, you gotta focus on one thing. But like what I'm just doing so much right now on different areas of my game that I know it's gonna take a while for me to get to the point where I want to get. There's a few games that ideas that I've been throwing around, and I just haven't. I don't know which one like to. Yeah, I'm not sure where like I wanted to make a little a shooter, but then also I have a donut game that I want to make. It's a little cozy game. Um, and then there's a side scroller that I wanted to make as well. So I've been working on a little bit of graphics on each one just to work on different mechanics on each little game. So it's like I'm not necessarily working on one game. I'm just working on little aspects of different games, um, in order to learn different parts of the engine, if that makes sense. Um, so yeah, um, I still want to release a game before the end of the year. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's gonna be a completely done game or just one game that I can put online for free. It's like a game for everyone just to enjoy type of thing. Probably the little shooter, because I think the shooter that I'm trying to make, or that I wanted to make, is gonna be like a rip off of Asteroids or something like that, but with my graphics and just different type of gameplay, but kind of the same simple mechanics where it's like one screen, um, where endless type of like one screen, one level type of high score game. Not something that's gonna be level, like not an actual game, but just like a one level type of game where you can actually play from beginning to end, high score type of game. That's kind of what I'm working towards, to release this year. If I'm able to get ahead of it and actually release the other games that I want, like the side scroller games, then I'll do that. But I'm not trying to overcommit. But I did talk about this earlier. I did start my own video game or production company, and under that production company, my video game company is part of it. And I also want to expand on it to also include different type of media, which includes videos, um, and artwork as well. But yeah, I started a new legit company, an LLC, for my video games and any media that pertains to it. So it's not going to be something that just going to be, you know, like this is going to be my future, or at least part of my future, like a small business that's going to be part of my future. So I'm not trying to rush all these game concepts or anything. I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. So, when I do release games, um, they'll be exactly kind of what I want and what I envision. So that's how the game thing is going. But I am taking it serious. Like it's yeah. It's when I have to go back to work, I don't want to have to go back to working weekends and holidays. So I won't be able to work in the restaurant business anymore. So I have to think of alternates. So I'm hoping starting my own video game business will at least give me some other income coming in somehow, some way. Hopefully, if I release games in the future, and if I don't, and if I fail, whatever, I ain't tripping. It's fun learning. I always love learning. So, um, if I don't end up ever releasing any games commercially, doesn't really matter to me. It's always better to the name of this stream, I guess, is uh, always do um, more than nothing. No matter what you do in life, always do more than nothing. Um, if if you only work on a project for 30 minutes that you've been working on, or a hobby, or if you're depressed and you're always in bed, just going out for a walk, um, you know doing some jumping jacks, just anything more than nothing will get you to your goal, or get you to at least a better place. So that's the mentality that I have when it comes to my business. Is I don't expect it to make a game overnight. I don't expect it to make it next week, but I do expect myself and I to work on just a little bit each day, towards anything that I'm doing, not just my business or my game, even just towards mental health or just whatever. Um, always do a little bit more than nothing, and eventually you'll get a routine and you'll get into the groove, and sooner or later you're where you want to be. At least that's the way that I look upon life. And then that way, you actually don't stress yourself out and put too much onto your plate. Because when you do that, then that's when you have to take some break and some time off, which I did. I burned myself out. But yeah, that's how the game is going. Splatterhouse. I always thought I had Splatterhouse as well. I always thought Splatterhouse was a ripoff of Jason, like a knockoff, game. Call of Juarez was a freaking awesome game. Very the first one. I didn't play. I think I played the second one, but it wasn't as good as the first one. Very underrated, man. For those of you that haven't played it in like cowboy games, another one that's very underrated that came out I think before that was called Gun. I played that on the 360. Oh, that game was so freaking awesome. Gun. Like right now it don't hold up to Red Dead Redemption because Red Dead Redemption is like a masterpiece, but for its time, I mean even now I think it's a great game. But yeah, Gun and Call of Juarez if you guys like cowboy games for sure. Flash games. That's what I was thinking. Flash games. Yeah, that's what um, the Ghosts and Goblins, the new one was. They did a Flash games on that shit. Going out of town to meet some friends. Haven't seen over 20 years. Hell yeah, man. Have a good time, bro. Um, yeah, dude. I need to go visit friends too. I'm such a like I love going out. I really do. But I'm such a homebody. Like I don't know. I love being around my pets. I like being around my. I don't know. It's like being around home, you know. Um, yeah, but it's always good to fucking meet your friends, guys. Don't be that person that doesn't go out with friends and they won't call you. The retro bro. I watch popular game dev who does dev advice says make demos first and see how. Yeah, see there you go. That's what retro bro. Because I mean, if not, if you don't make like little type of demos and stuff for people to try out, even if it's not like your final game or if it's like just graphic placeholders or whatever, um, to see if it's actually fun. If people want to play it because you could be making a boring ass fucking game. A game that just where you're getting um, the loop, like the feedback loop that you're getting is like from your family or your friends who are don't want to give you advice or criticism, and then you end up with games like High Garden. You know what I mean? Where everyone and who's working on it says it's freaking awesome and shit, but people who from the outside who are playing it, you know, say that it needs a lot of work. Now, if they would have released, demos of it or working, alphas or betas or whatever, then they probably could have fixed some shit or made their game viable. So yeah, that's why a lot of people what they do. For example, what's that game? Meat Boy. Meat Boy was first a Flash game, I believe. I think they had it on Itch.io or whatever. And the graphics were like, even though the gameplay was kind of like the same thing, the graphics were way more simplistic. And then when they were gonna release it for the Xbox 360, I believe, um, they revamped the graphics. They started working on the actual. They worked on the game more to make it more of a commercial release. But the thing is, they found out that people actually wanted to play even the cheap version of Meat Boy, the Flash version of Meat Boy. So popular that it just made sense to actually make the actual game to release, commercially. So that is a good strategy to do, especially if you're able to bust out these demos, pretty quickly, like within a month or so, and then work on the game, and release it. Then yeah, it'll give you some pretty good indication if your game is actually going to be fun to play or not. Um, but my intention with the games that I put out for free is not necessarily to to get feedback and see if I'm actually doing if they're actually fun to play and I can work on them, but mostly just to get myself to the point where I actually can launch a game and release a game and finish a game, and then eventually from there build on top of it. Um, but yeah, like I'm not like I have no grand illusion that I'm gonna have the next freaking indie hit or anything like that. Like I'm over here hoping that I can at least make just a little bit of money on it. That's it. If I can make like a little bit of money, then fuck it, that's awesome. But I'm not expecting like to make like thousands of dollars or anything. If I can make a couple $100, I mean, for something that I love to do either way. I mean, I can make a living doing that, but I mean, right now or like in the time being, while I learn to make video games, just releasing a stupid small game out there and getting a little bit of money, then I don't mind that. On Steam, they recently released a study or a report that 6,000 games on Steam received $100,000 or more last year. Um, and a total of about 19,000 games were released last year that were eligible for money. So it pretty much gave you a 33% chance of succeeding and actually making, if your game was good, making some pretty good money on Steam, at least last year. Now I know a lot of games that go on there are ignored and are they're never seen. They're just kind of fall by the wasteland. And even if you have a good game, that could still happen. So that's the mentality that I'm going with. That my game might not be seen, might not make money, but if it can make just a little bit of money, I don't have to make $100,000. But if it can make a little bit of money, $5,000, I mean, for releasing like a small game that that's not really costing you that much money to make. For me right now, if I make a game, it's not costing me any money. Well, what do I gotta pay? I'm sure I have to pay like a licensing fee to put it on an actual system or whatever. I'm not sure how that works. Like if I put it on Steam or PC or, I don't know, like on Xbox you have to pay and stuff. But I'm just saying, like beyond that, to actually develop my game, the only thing that's costing me right now is time. So if I can make any money on the games that I make while I don't have to work, then it's just like extra profit. That's the way that I see it right now. Call of Juarez is a lot of fun. I played it through a few times. Yeah, that's a good one, man. Last line, out doing deliveries. The indie game I'm really looking forward to is called Chained Beast. Roguelike gladiator style combat with co-op is so much fun. Chained Beast. I haven't heard of that one. You got a free demo on Steam. I played it a couple of times already. Ah, man, I really got to get on. See, that's what I hate not having Steam. Like they have so many freaking games on there that I don't get to play, or I just have to wait to play. And I was thinking about the Steam machine, and they're making it sound like that's just gonna cost like $1,000. And for it being a last gen system, like even though I want to play all these Steam games, I don't know. That's a lot. That seems like a lot of money. As long as you're having fun creating a game, that's the blessing. And that's what it is. I do have fun with it. Like I said, I have fun freaking learning. Um, but the thing is, it's like, um, hey, 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 stop, stop. Um, it takes a lot of time and effort and work to show any type of results. You know what I mean? So, um, like the thought of even though it's fun and I like doing it, like I know how much work is ahead of me on certain things. Like for example, on my main character, I have to create her idle posts. I have to create her animations, like all the different animations, like her jumping, her idle, her breathing, her rolling, or even like swiping the weapons and stuff, like the movements and all that stuff. Like I just know that's gonna take so much work and so much time, so that it messes with me, like I need a like a little bit more oomph to get started. But the thing is, once I get started and once I get the ball rolling and once I actually see the fruits of my labor, oh man, that feels so good. Um, but yeah, I just know that I have to create a sprite sheet for my games, for especially the side scrolling one that I'm working on right now. And the sprite sheet is gonna take me, like if I work on it every day for a few hours a day, it's gonna take me like at least a week. It's gonna take me like at least like, because I'm not that great at it. I'm working on it and I'm getting better as I work on it. You know what I mean? It ain't like I know how to do it. I'm just gonna bah, 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 bah. No, I'm working on it and this is not looking right. So then I gotta figure out how to fix it. Sometimes so sometimes I gotta take a step back, clear my mind. So that's kind of how my working process is. It's always like a work. It's working. It's working. It's not. It's not working. It's not working. Um, I got to think of a new idea to whatever. Or if I'm doing the code part and the code is like I try to run the game and it's just not like the game crashes and I'm just looking at code for like a good 30 minutes to see where I messed up on the code. And sometimes all it is a space. Like one space that I accidentally put, and that space is causing the game to crash. And then I don't see the space until like 30 minutes. And then when I fix the space or whatever, um, like it's frustrating, but then it's so rewarding when you do that as well. So I mean, that's the kind of thing that I have to deal with when I work on my game. It's not just like I know how to make a video game because I don't. I don't know how to make a video game. I'm learning how to make a video game. I know how to work with graphics. I know how to read code, certain code. So that's that's me making video games. It's like a pulling teeth type of thing. But once you have them out and you have your shit all fixed, it feels so good. Does Godot have a built-in debugger? It it does. Well, it does. Um, but sometimes I guess you have to look for the reference code, like for the like if you go to what do they call whenever you have for people out there that have different there's different codes, like obviously different languages like Java, HTML, whatever, C plus, and whatever, and they all have their code references, like their encyclopedia of code. Um, Whenever you're debugging something, it'll give you an error message, and you can look back at the what the word is slipping my mind of what I'm talking about, but it's pretty much like the codex of whatever code language you're working with. So the debugger is supposed to give you an output that's saying what is wrong with your code, and then you reference that to your code um, glossary, data bank, whatever, and it should tell you like what's wrong, like what you did wrong. Um, I don't have like I mean, I guess I can look for all the glossary of Godot. But the other day, my in like it was crashing, and I didn't know why. And like the debugger was telling me, what was wrong, but I didn't understand what it was telling me. Like the code, the language didn't make sense to me. So it took me like about 30 minutes to figure out that on my code, I had a space like in the very beginning to run my code, and so it was crashing right in the beginning, and it was telling me it didn't tell me, oh, you have a space there, that's why your code is not working. It was telling me in the Godot language that I didn't quite understand. um, HTML, which I've been working on with years, HTML5. Like if the debugger would tell me a certain code, I would easily more understand it. But I'm not at that point yet with Godot. So I don't have like a glossary of to I guess I should find it and I should have it to help me while I'm doing the coding. But it does have a debugger, but I just don't know all the lingo, yet, if that makes sense. I'm still I'm still learning, but I really do like the engine, Godot. Um, I like um, I like how you're able to import. I'm sure a lot of engines do this, but this one you're able to import your sprite sheet, and depending on your sprite sheet, on how you like if it's a 32, depending on like the size of it, like a 16-bit or 18 or 32-bit, you can when you import your assets to your computer, you can like um, you can do like a bounding box on each of your assets and stuff, even if they're different sizes. If like, these ones are made with 32 bits and this one over here is made with 64-bit because you need it to be bigger or whatever, or taking up more space, like a tree versus a bush, where the tree you can make it into you can cut into three different pieces. So if you want to make it like a shorter tree using the same assets, you can do that depending on how you do your bounding boxes and how your artwork is. So I really like that you're able to create a bounding box on any artwork, and then all you do is just place it to build your levels. Um, it's just so easy to actually build your levels. And then once you build your level or your platform, all you do is modify that platform to make sure that if anything lands on it, like your character, it's a bounding box so it doesn't fall through it. Um, like just simple things like that. You just modify your artwork and if you want it to be movable, then you modify that artwork to make it movable. And the thing is, the engine does it for you. You just got to create the right prompt, and then the prompt already has the code in there. And if you want to change the speed of the movable object, all you do is go into the code and change the speed. Like instead of 5 seconds, you put 10 seconds or whatever. So it's pretty much that easy to create a game. The only thing is, when you're actually creating the game, is it fun? Because just having a simple platformer isn't going to be necessarily just fun, So, but that's how easy it is to build on Godot. You know, you really don't have to mess with the code too much either if you don't want to. It's only there to if you don't like, for example, if you your character, you have him on there, and he's like, it's just a sprite, right? Like your graphics is a sprite, and then you modify that sprite to move. You give him a walking prompt, and so he walks straight. Now it walks at a certain pace, but if you want like a hyper super fast game, then all you do is go into that code and just mess with the speed so that she or he whatever walks super fast. And so that's how easy it is to modify your game. Now, I'm sure you can go all crazy with the code and make it way more faster, so that you can do like matrix types of movement and stuff that you want to do. But that's just more advanced stuff. But like I said, that's how easy it is to use Godot. I haven't used. I did use a little bit of Unity when I was kind of messing with it, and I did mess with Unreal Engine 4. Um, but I never really got too much into it, so I'm not quite sure how those programs work. But I just really like that Godot seems to be easy to use, but then it also has a learning curve for more advanced programmers and game designers out there. So, but I haven't used NES Maker. I don't know how easy that is. I did when I was in school. I did take one video game design class, and I did use not RPG Maker. I have it right here. Game Maker actually. Is it called Game Maker? Yeah, Game Maker. It's an older engine. Yeah, it's a pretty old engine called Game Maker, and that one's actually pretty easy to use as well, and to create video games with. Um, it's not as advanced as Godot, I don't think. But yeah, you can also make games with Game Maker, and that one's actually pretty easy to learn. It's pretty much kind of like the same thing. Once you drop in your graphics, you just gotta modify them, and it has prompts for you as well. So Craig Toon. Thanks for taking on development in game and social media gaming channels seriously. Especially the culture anti-woke warriors like Smash JT and others need to pull back the toxicity gaming exclusive. Dude, the thing about like yeah, I'm gonna be quite honest with that. Craig Kadam, I struggle with that as well sometimes. Um, like I consider myself a mature, intelligent person for the most part when it comes to the way I live my life. Pretty down to earth too and shit. Like I don't know, normal guy. Um, but once in a while, like all that, like the culture warrior shit and all that stuff gets to me, and I might make a video once in a while about that. But when it comes to like Smash JT and all of them, especially Smash JT, given his history, the only reason why he's doing the way he is and behaving the way he does now is because he's actually making money doing that. He's being rewarded to act like an idiot because people reward him with it. He's actually making money now as a streamer, making a good living as a streamer, and everybody who knows him before, especially people in this chat, know how he would struggle with that before. Like nobody would watch his videos, nobody would give him money. He would struggle like in his regular life, depending on his wife, to pretty much pay all the bills and everything. And so when he finally found an outlet that um, reward him for the type of behavior that he's doing now, it's kind of hard for him to act civilized, to act like to take gaming serious or to just be a positive voice out there and not be toxic the way he is because he don't want to go back to being irrelevant. And you got to be controversial these days in order to. It seems that some people have to be controversial these days in order to get any type of traction. And so, like, I don't blame him because his like his whole life, all he ever wanted was to be a big YouTuber, to make money off of YouTube, to make money, to provide for his family, and now he is able to do that. And I rather, like, I know he puts like negativity out into the world and toxicity out into the world. It is not making a world a better place. But if someone is able to provide for their family, like, I'm not gonna knock him for it. Not, I mean, I do knock him for it. I do knock him for it, but only when he's being like completely stupid about it. When he's like a bigot. But when he's just making fun of video games and doing all that, I know it's just a grift. But when he's actually talking like politics and talks about like he talks about Indian people, he talks about transsexual people, he talks about just people with different type of politics than he does. Then that's kind of where it kind of pisses me off a bit, and I mean I do make videos on it. But yeah, when it comes to video games though, like I'm trying to focus more on creation, like creating, trying to provide something more positive when it comes to video games, uplifting, instead of trying to focus on just pure negative shit. Um, but once in a while, like I do like to point out, um, like the stupidity and stuff that they do, just so that you know, just so we're aware where some of the video game culture is at. Um, because as much as it's toxic and bad for gaming, I think in general, it is a part of gaming, um, which is sad to say. NES Maker is colored by numbers. Uh, the NES Maker is kind of like Godot. There are things you can do with little knowledge, but if you get good at code, you're only limited to NES limitations at that point. That's the thing, it sucks that color by number Joe Granchuslop. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, man, like learn like the having to learn different game engines. That's like that's a lot of work, and that takes a lot of time. So deciding where to put your game and where to produce your game um, is something you should probably take your time, exploring these different engines to see which ones you like or which ones your game like needs. Like if I'm just gonna create a 8-bit game and then probably could make it on NES Maker. But then again, like I'm not sure if NES Maker you can release that code on any other thing but NES. And if you can't, then I don't want to work on NES Maker, because I want to be able to release my future games on more than just the NES, if that makes sense. Um, so yeah, you always got to think about stuff like that. Yeah, I agree with Kratom. I'm pretty independent on a lot of things. I lean right. People like Smash JT and side scrollers, their content is insufferable. See, that's the thing. Their content is insufferable, and the thing is, it's like they're not just like I don't mind people who lean right. Like for example, Retro Bro, he leans right. Frog Tony, another good friend of the channel, he leans right. I don't mind people leaning right. It's when they're insufferable about it. Like, and I don't mind if you don't believe or if you're like if you don't agree with people who are trans sexuals, like their lifestyle. Like that's fine if you don't agree with it. If it's not for you, whatever. Um, but the thing is, you don't gotta be like a bigot about it. You don't gotta make it your content. You don't gotta always constantly put them down. That's the thing that I don't get. For example, me, I lean more, I guess you could say, left, even though I believe in, like in the Second Amendment. So I believe in your right to bear arms and stuff. So, and I believe in like less government. So so I'm not just lean left, but but most people would think that because I also believe in like free education. I believe in free healthcare. I believe in like a social safety nets and stuff like that. So you would think I would be put on like in the left, but I don't believe in like organized religion. But you don't see me over here constantly making my content about religion and people who believe in religion and how I think they're delusional or anything like that. Like because it's just why, it's insufferable to do that. Like why would you want to do that? So I mean, I have like I said, you can be like a right leaning um, creator and stuff, but you don't have to be insufferable. You don't have to put toxicity out and about. But again, the reason why side scrollers and Smash JT and them do it is because of the audience. Um, they're capitalizing on people who are angry, people who are culture warriors. Um, they capitalize on incels, people who don't leave their house, who have trouble, talking to women. Um, they capitalize on the worst of us, like the people who are struggling. Because those are the people who are looking for things to make themselves feel better about themselves, and most of the time is putting others down that make them feel better about themselves. And so that's the kind of content they look forward to. So content that's angry, um, you know, not building people up, not inspiring and stuff like that. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. Um, I was gonna make a video about the Real Game Awards. I'm not sure if I was gonna do like a live one, just to go over a lot of the awards because they're depressing, man. They're depressing. And Panda Sub being part of the side scrollers, the old me would have made a video on Panda Sub already. I expected Panda Sub when he joined the side scrollers to make at least the Real Game Awards like a real Game Awards, like they were talking about, right, when they want like an actual one where people can attend and stuff. But they released another pre-recorded bullshit uh, Game Awards, and the whole point of well, I'm not saying the whole point because I mean I don't know what the point is, but Panda Sub joined the side scrollers as a director of content type of things because of the type of content that he makes. Like all the After Effects type of shows, and so they did a bunch of shows like that on side scrollers. But he was supposed to fucking make the Real Game Awards better, and he didn't. So I'm not sure what the hell they used all that freaking money on. Again, like last year they made over $10,000 grifting on the awards, and I'm sure this year they made even more than that. Um, and they still released a pre-recorded bullshit like crapola, man. So I'm very disappointed in what they have produced, especially given the caliber of shows that Panda Sub has produced. So yeah, uh, it's infuriating. I don't like watching their stuff, and that's why like I want to. I don't want to just create content like that anymore. Where I just talk shit about other people. But man, like it has to do with the video game culture, and that's what I do cover, and so that's why I was thinking about making it. But it's just it's sad to see that some people that the type of people that like that content. I don't know. That's just me talking, talking shit. What's up, Blinder? How's it going, man? Good to see you. Yeah, man. The programming games, the bugs, fixing bugs. Yeah, I think it's impossible with Dan Willie. I think it's impossible to build a profitable YouTube channel without compromising personal ethics or values. You know, maybe to a certain degree, you gotta compromise certain things. Like maybe censoring yourself and stuff like that. But there are some channels out there that don't have to resort to culture warrior or politics or woke shit or any of that stuff to succeed. So I do give them props. I think nowadays though it's a lot more difficult unless you get lucky. But starting like about like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, definitely be a lot easier to get ahead with just being positive content. I mean, you have like people like Moist Critical. I mean, he just talks about random shit on there, and even Asmongold before he went all culture warrior and shit, white supremacist. Um, you know, he had a good little even like Doctor Disrespect and shit before he went freaking pedo. So allegedly, so there was room, and I think if we have like this, the problem is right now, unless you like the person like that you are watching, if we can relate to them somehow, um, you gotta have something like niche, like something freaking original. And the thing is, there's so many freaking YouTube channels out there now that there's nothing really original to watch anymore. So unless you relate to um, like I heart like lately I actually subscribe to a few different channels, but I find myself subscribing to more smaller channels like to smaller channels now than bigger ones. Just because I don't know, like I like more kind of like originality type of things. So I find that smaller channels are trying different things, whereas big ones are just like I don't know, time fillers now for me. NES Maker uses 6,502 assembly languages. If you want to put on a modern consoles, you need to wrap inside an emulator. Shit. This whole left and right terms have destroyed people's ability to consider other people. Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't like to. That's why when people say, "Oh, you're a leftist or liberal or whatever," not that it annoys me, but it's like, dude, it's like, are you that stupid? Like, is that you only think in black and white, left and right? No, man. It's like that's why I don't um, look at people who consider themselves conservative as all being like racist or bigots or whatever, because that's not the case, because I know people are more than just right or left. There's like different flavors in between. So like I said, like I'm a big proponent of the Second Amendment. I believe in the right to bear arms, not only to defend your family against intruders and shit, but also against the government, against government overreach, which was the purpose of the Second Amendment to begin with. So and I'm a big proponent of the Fourth Amendment, where they cannot search and seizures without a warrant from an actual judge. So that means they cannot go into your house and take away your guns. That's the reason why we have the Second Amendment, so that we can guarantee our Fourth Amendment. They all work together. So, anyways, but then I'm just saying. So it's a lot more complicated than just being on the left and on the right. So you are right, man. It's very possible to make profitable YouTube channel, learn SEO, making title thumbnail, understand the audience, and finding the niche. You know this from experience. Yeah, and the thing is, you gotta be consistent. I'm not consistent with my other channels. I do have my catastrophe channel, which is pretty much a channel dedicated to my cats. In case you guys haven't subscribed, if you guys want to, I started finally uploading daily videos, mostly shorts of just messing around, having fun. But yeah, I'm almost at 100 on that channel, and it's just like I wasn't really uploading it as much as I could. But I found that if I upload every day, then I start getting subscribers. So I mean, you gotta just upload, man. Luke's Awakening. A lot of things changed with Panda's channel with when it went full Rumble. Just the other day, I was checking Panda because we're friends on Twitter, and I hadn't seen him tweet in a long time, and I was just wondering like if it's just me missing his stuff, and it was me missing his stuff. But I went to check out his Rumble channel, and I'm not sure if these numbers are accurate, but he's getting over like on some streams he's getting like 100,000 views, like 50,000 views. And there's be other streams where he gets like 12 views. But a lot of his views, like I'm not sure if he blew up on Rumble, if those numbers are real, but it looks like Rumble is working out for him if those numbers are to be true. We all know he couldn't crack 100 on YouTube no matter what, but on Rumble, like if you look at his view count, they're like up in the freaking 50,000, 60,000s. I'm not sure if he's monetized or if he makes money on Rumble or how that works, but yeah, and I guess they finally have shorts on Rumbles too. So yeah, I don't know. He looks doing okay, I guess, on Rumble. Someone, the Game Awards show was a joke. I have to believe that people who voted don't actually play games. Someone said that the live event. Did they do a live event? Or am I reading something else? Did the real Game Awards do a live event, but they were embarrassed to air it? Yeah, Panda worked for Craig. No, I mean, me and Panda Sub have always been cool, cordial. We have no bad words to say against each other. I just think that um, he could have done more for the Real Game Awards, given his pedigree. I was expecting him to do more for side scrollers when he joined, given his pedigree. So I hear that if they tried to do a live event and they failed because they just didn't, they didn't have the expertise to do it, then that's understandable. I'll give them a pass because at least they tried. But Panda sniffs his own farts, says Retro Bro. Dan Willie, I noticed that most people like drama. I like small indie channels, sharing hobbies, hanging out. That's what I like too, small indie channels, hobby channels. Even stuff that I'm not really like, if it's not my hobby, like if you're into something like, your hobby and like I see the passion, that's what I'm into, like the passion of people in their hobbies. Luca Wayne says those Rumble numbers are falsely inflated. Go on there at any point in time, and there's never more than 2,000 people watching game at a time. Rumble inflates those numbers. It's fake. They calculate. I was trying to see how they calculate their views, but it still didn't make sense to me with how they calculate their views. If one person watches for multiple minutes on Rumble, it will count for several views. Hmm. Last line. Funny enough, I started uploading on Rumble. Um, I used to upload on Rumble back in the day, maybe about 2 years ago or whatever. But I didn't really like it. I didn't like the platform. Um, it was hard to like I'm sure it's probably a lot better now, but like doing like responding to comments and all that shit, it was not the biz. Cyrus tested the numbers on Rumble. He was showing nothing but a black screen and it had 11,000 views. Ah. Why would they like do they I think they inflate the numbers to keep their subscribers posting there. For example, example Panda Sub. How he wasn't getting views on YouTube, but then he's on Rumble and he starts getting all these views, so it makes him feel better about himself, so they keep on posting, thinking they're getting all these views, like they finally made it, type of deal. Because they don't want them to quit, like they did YouTube or any other place. Oh, Retro Bro says yes. They posted a picture on Twitter with like 10 people at a Dave and Buster's. What the hell are they doing? They're doing a freaking Dundies award at a Dave and Buster's. No wonder the shit's not gonna go well. It's like you're trying to create a production while people are working at a business. It's like, what are you gonna do? Like section off a little plate? Like unless you rented a banquet room in Dave and Buster's, do they have that? Then I get it. That'd be actually pretty cool. You have your own banquet room. You have some food. You have some games and shit you can play. Some nice B-roll. But if they just try to do it at like a Dave and Buster's with 10 people and shit just at a table or whatever, then I can understand how stupid that shit was to begin with, and yeah, how it would be a messed up production. So, given from somebody who went to school for like movie making, production, and we actually had to work in different locations to do these independent films. Like I worked at gas stations, I worked at people's houses, hotel rooms, like filming, and given how hard it was to just film, like doing movies type of stuff where we had control of the environment. Imagine trying to do a live show, an award show in an environment you don't control. Like, who stupid idea was that to do it at Dave and Buster's? Rent a freaking hall. Like, they don't cost that much. Rent a freaking church hall. $500 at most. Probably less. Freaking pre-recorded camera. You don't have to do it live, but just you have your own camera set up on the hall. Green screen for your graphics. You can have people like, come up and walk up to the green screen or whatever and do their awards. I don't know, man. That is crazy. They're trying to do fucking Dundies at Chili's, like The Office. They do it to convince people they have all these users that they don't actually have. No, yeah, there's a reason why companies don't compete with YouTube because it costs a lot to freaking to maintain, and they do it for investors too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the Dundies where they're having a freaking award in Chili's and they keep on getting trolled and shit. The retro bro. I think Moles may be the only one who couldn't get any views on Rumble. They wouldn't give him the view bot, so he dipped. Yeah, that's what I heard, man. I heard that he dipped. I mean, that fool has. See, you're talking about smelling your own farts. Like that guy would smell his own farts when he had no freaking reason to be smelling his own farts. You know what I mean? Like he considered himself a freaking a game journalist, like a video game tester and all that shit. Come on, man. He thought fucking highly of himself. And to tell you the truth, man, out of all the Miko like people, he's the only one that I dislike. Like I really don't, like. Um, even what's that other fucker that was weird? Relic Gamer. Like I'd rather hang out with fucking Relic Gamer, have a beer with that fool, chit chat with Tim, than Mike Mullis. I'd rather hang out with fucking Abel and his wheelchair than fucking Mike Mullis. Me and Albo hang out in his fucking tent. Oh my god. It probably costs $100 to rent that space at Dave and Buster's, and honestly, wouldn't surprise me if it was free. If they're all ordering food, Craig's pocketing them. No, dude, Craig, it's like it's grifting, obviously what he did, but the thing is like, I I can't I get to the point now where it's like I can't hate the grifter no more. It's like people want to be stupid enough to give him money, then that's what they get. But yeah, man, he pocketed a shitload of money when it comes to this. And if I was him, I'd probably keep on doing the same fucking shit over and over, just pre-recorded slop, because it seems like his audience doesn't care. So, you know. Um, but yeah, I wish I would have seen that picture, man. I'm gonna go on Twitter and see if I can find it, just to see. I'm sure if I ask Panda Sub, he'll let me know. Um, Probably won't let me know if if he tells me I'm gonna make a video about it. But I don't know. I might send him a message and see what's up. See what happened with the Game Awards. Because I sent him a message when he first maybe a couple of months after he joined the Side Scroller crew, because I didn't know he joined them, and I just wanted to I would talk a little shit about Side Scrollers once in a while. So I just wanted to I wanted to see if he worked for them, whatever. But so he did tell me. He told me he was in charge of programming and stuff. So, so he expected to work on the Real Game Awards show. So I want to see what they were working on, or hopefully. Mike Mullis had the numbers on there for a while. When he started to criticize them, they stopped botting up his views. Um, that's what I see a lot happening on Twitter. I see, or I did before. I see Panda Sub um, always knocking YouTube on Twitter and always praising Rumble for their features, for whatever, anything. So I wonder if Rumble is inflating people's numbers who give them roses. And like you said, when Mike Muller started criticizing them, then take away their numbers. You know? Oh, Retrobo has a pic. He'll send it to me on Twitter. Okay, awesome, dude. Yeah, yeah, send it to me. I'm curious, man, because I think I'm gonna do a video on the Game Awards. I'm not sure what the angle I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually watch them first, and then see what's up. But I'm probably gonna contact uh, Panda Sub to see if he wants to give me a word, like an official on the record word, just to see what happened. Um, I'm interested. Like I said, like if they gave it a good go and they tried it out, but it just didn't work, you can't really knock that. You know what I mean? Because they tried. But if they kind of didn't really try, they didn't really put too much work into it or whatever. I want to see. I think it's an interesting story to get to the bottom of it. Oh no! if Retro Bro saying no, they basically invited people to Dave and Buster's and just put their pre-recorded show on the no. Then what's the point? What's the point? If that's what they did, then no. The whole point of renting a freaking venue is to do it there live, man. Like people who you who aren't able to go live because like for example you're giving an award to a game for something and they're not gonna go to your stupid game awards. That's fine. Have that pre-recorded. You know, show it on the screen, whatever. But also have like people who I don't know, who like at least do presentations or like those 10 people who went, are they just people who voted? Like, what's the point? I don't understand what the point is then, you know? Like, unless you're able to actually have people attend, people who are gonna get awards, people who are gonna nominate, to make it like an actual little fun event type of thing, you know? You don't even have to be huge. But there's no point of renting a venue to have people sit there to watch a pre-recorded show. I mean, I guess to have like a hangout, but even then, if you're gonna have that, make that a show within it itself. Have someone there recording everything, you know, use it as content, B-roll. Maybe that's what they did, and they're just embarrassed by that type of content that they got because it probably looked weak as fuck. It probably looked cringe. It probably looked empty, where people are just sitting there like all stupid, quiet in front of freaking watching the screen, and that's probably why they didn't want to show it. I bet. Man. The comment section is cooking Craig. I'm not sure if the pendulum had swung, but it seems that finally, like all these grifters, all these all these grifters are finally like getting their roses. Like they're finally getting the backlash that they that it's probably like all the karma is coming back to them now, and they're looking at them as a joke. Not everybody, obviously, because they still got their people, but it seems like at least most of the level-headed gaming community out there sees them for what they are. When they praise Rumble, the Rumble people show up in their chat and give them money. I've seen it. Ah, wow. The only game awards that matter is Todd and Aaron's game awards from Mega 64. I haven't watched their game awards. In the neighborhood, people take your money. Hey, what's up, avocado girl? It's a Cats and Coffee show. Yeah, I'm almost wrapped. I actually went a little late. We're just in the chat and shit. We're just going back and forth, talking about different aspects of our community. I usually only do it for an hour or so, but just going a little late today. They're charging 150 to hang out with Dave and Buster's to watch. Is that how much they charged? They charge people 150 bucks to go watch the show at Dave and Buster's? Let's just say they got 10 people. That's $1,500. I'm sure that covers the freaking venue, the food, and everything. Not including like the $30 that people paid already to vote. Not including all the different tiers that people already paid to vote digitally. Dude, like, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, he's making fucking shitload of money on this grift. And so, you kind of have to admire that just a little bit, right? Especially given, that we live in a capitalistic society right now and everybody's trying to nickel and dime everybody with everything. Shit, man. If that's the case, 150 bucks per person to be there live. You can go see a celebrity, go to a concert for $150, man. You can go to Disneyland, get one ticket. for one day for $150. You can buy 2 video games for $150 instead of going to hang out with fucking Craig at Dave and Buster's of all places. Retro Bro says he's reading the comments right now. Are they really? Are they roasting the shit out of him or what? Ooh, Retro Bro said that someone in the comments said this could have been an email. That's what I'm talking about, man. That there's no point in having it at freaking Dave and Buster's if you're not gonna actually have a live show, or at least make part of it live. You know, and then that way after that you can show like the live like with the pre-recorded ones, people that can't be there, as like B-roll, and then actual live parts too, just to make it more fun, lively, jokey, more personable. At least showing that you gave an effort. Avocado, you always late to the streams. Yeah, whenever I do Cats and Coffee, I do it in the morning when I get my coffee. I wake up every day like about 6 o'clock, between 5:30 and 6:30. I usually have a cup of coffee in the morning while I'm getting up. I let my cats out. I'm out there in the living room, and they're out there in the backyard sliding door. I have a cup of coffee for about half an hour to hang out. We come back upstairs about, I don't know, 7:30 or so. So I always stream West Coast about between 7:30 to 9:30 if I'm gonna do a Cats and Coffee in the morning. So I always have my second cup of coffee. I go get breakfast. I got a bagel today, cold bagel, so that's why I'm not in a rush to eat it. And my coffee. So that's when I usually do it. In the mornings, the latest would be probably 9:30, and today was a late one. But yeah, you're probably always gonna miss my Cats and Coffee in the mornings. I usually don't have too much planned for these. I usually cover gaming news, anything that comes out in the news, like harsh realities that I like to talk about, and whatever you guys want to talk about. So, anyways, just a heads up if you ever want to watch this show, it's gonna be in the mornings, and it's mostly gonna be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, maybe Sundays. Those are the days that I don't go to my treatment, and so I don't have to wake up and go do anything. So it's about 3 times a week you'll probably find this show. But if you miss one, like I said, we usually don't have anything to talk about, so it's mostly just shooting the shit, having fun. If I do stream games, I usually will put a notice or give a notice beforehand. And usually try to stream games like in the evenings, not in the mornings. In the mornings, if I play games, I just kind of play games for myself. I remember people gifted expensive video games to YouTubers. It's a month subscription. A monthly subscription for the Game Awards? I thought it was I think it might be a yearly subscription, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think Frog Tony, he subscribed the first year, and then I think he got charged a second year because he didn't cancel. So I don't think it's monthly, because he would not have I don't think he would have just kept the whole freaking year being charged monthly, unless he didn't know he was being charged monthly. But I think he would have known, because he caught it on the yearly chargeback. I'm sure he probably has some type of monthly subscriptions too, like $5 a month or something. I'm not quite sure, but I think the voting one, the $30 one, was for yearly. Oh, see, there you go. Okay, the 150 is the one payment, but there's options for monthly donations of $30. Man. The highest tier is Elite. Yeah, I seen that one too. He's trying to be funny and shit, trying to make it, like Halo, Elite. But imagine asking for fucking $1,000, dude. Like from your Like I wouldn't. Like I don't know. I mean, I guess he has a bigger audience. You know, he has like a shitload of people, so he doesn't necessarily know everybody he interacts with. So I mean, there might be like a millionaire who watches him, or somebody who's like well off and who can give him $1,000 for whatever reason. But imagine like asking like $1,000 from like people that you hang out with or know. It's like that's that's brave. That's brave, or I'm not sure if brave is the right word, but that's something. That's something. Shit, it's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. Okay, so yeah, the 150 is and the elite is yearly. The 10 and 30 is monthly. But in order to be a member, you need to pay $30 every year. Ah, dude, he just has the whole freaking big ass monetization. I can't even say the word. Monetization. It's the Mexican in me is coming out. Monetization scheme. It's not the right word. I'm missing a syllable in there somewhere. Oh man, like who would pay for that? Well, I don't know. I'm sure some people do pay for it, man. Just to like put their names out there. Like Smash AT, I'm sure he's a elite member. That's crazy. So all if you want, if anybody, if you guys want to make a little bit of money, he's gonna make your own little game award show, guys. Make fun of women in video games, attack all the journalists, um, start gooning on video games, females, making them AI to change. Oh, here's a picture. Retro Bro sent me the picture. Let me show you guys real quick. Let me put it up. Let me put it up. Just give me 1 second, guys. This is California, just in case you guys want to know what game this is. But this is the picture of that Retro Bro just sent me of the Game Awards, the real Game Awards. Huh. Now, that's not a bad venue, honestly. But, as I was saying, or the comment in his comment section was saying, this could have been an email. Now, they did have some food. It looks like a little bit of food. Everyone kind of looks bored, just sitting there. Let me see if I recognize any of these people. Is that Canadian Gamer? With the hat on? Was that you right there, Retro Bro? Next to the girl? It looks like you, Retro Bro. Right there, where I put the arrow. On the left side, next to the girl with the gray hair and the black hair with the jean jacket. I know you were there, Retro Bro. That's why you took the picture. Alright, I don't recognize any of those people. The convention is not that. I mean, yeah, I would have. Like, if they would have tried to make it live and not pre recorded, then I would have no issue with it, man. You could have had people like come up here and accept awards, and then have the screen back there to like show like the graphics like they do like in the actual awards. Show different trailers, show different nominations and stuff. They can actually had some fake awards like Dundies that they're giving out. I mean, they could have just made this more interactive, more like an actual award show. Actually, had presenters and stuff. And like I said, even if a game company that or whatever that couldn't make it or won't make it, that could have been shown as B-roll, like they usually do like in game award shows. But they could have done a lot better. I mean, like at least at this point, at least they try to create a venue. But still, like if come on, man, if you're gonna ask for like that type of money, and you think about it, last year supposedly they made about $10,000 to $12,000. This year, let's say they made about that much, or maybe even let's say they made more because like more people signed up. Maybe that is a good chunk of money. People don't make that type of money like in 3 months worth of time, 4 months, depending on what type of job you have. Sometimes even like 6 months worth of income. $10,000 for some people. You think you'd put a little bit more work into a presentation, because that's like 3 months worth of money. It's like a salary. That's a good salary. Um, Besides just doing like pre-recorded shows like that, although it takes time, I did that for an Amico show that I did. A joke award show that I did, and I did by myself. Working on it, everything by myself. And even then, I had some people come join me live on stream so they can accept an award. Freaking Rabbit Dude when he had an award for his logo. Like stupid little things like that. They could have done shit like that to just have people at least up there have fun and laugh and awards and make it more interactive. You know what I mean? But I guess when all you're really trying to do is just like collect money and save as much money that you're collecting, you come up with shit like this. Yeah, I don't think that venue probably cost like $150 or so just to rent a room or something, to have like a private room. Um, I don't know, man. Maybe a little bit more, maybe like $200. I mean, I guess I can. How much is it? I guess I can check. I guess I can check. How much to rent a room at Dave's and Buster's? Oh shit! Yup. A private rental at Dave and Buster's typically costs between $150 to $300. Many locations offer free rooms for booking with food and game packages. So, yeah, it looks like Dave and Buster's like they only spent like a couple $100 for the room at most if they didn't get it for free with the game and food package. It looked like they already had food there, so they might have gotten the room for free, depending on if they bought enough food. So, you guys decide if it's a grift or not. I don't know. It's hard to tell. No, it's not hard to tell, but you know what I mean. It's like maybe it's just me. Like if I was collecting that type of money, I would give it like a good effort, and then try to like collaborate with my friends, other YouTubers, um, and even with the money, if they're like close by or close enough, bring them in, have them somewhere to stay, like a little hotel room or anything where they can all share, or a couple people stay together, type of things. You know what I mean? Like actually make it like a fun little award type of thing. I don't know, man. That's just me though. Tommy Alamico, former Amico Shilling Shuttering Craig. At Dave and Buster's basketball court. Uh, I'm over here watching the wrong one. Um, yeah, man, that is something. Yeah, I would have. If these people paid 150 bucks to be there, dude, that would have like one of these persons paying there paid for the room. So the rest of these guys are just nothing but profit. And if they paid 150 bucks to be there, that's crazy, man. Like I don't even know what to say at that point anymore. To tell you the truth, Craig was Tommy's butt buddy. Retro bro, they could have done a legit award show, not just show the YouTube video. That's what I'm saying, man. A PowerPoint would have been seriously. They could have done like a PowerPoint, man. It'd be more interactive, you know. They already have some B-roll to go, like the ones the awards where they couldn't get anybody to come or it didn't make sense. Play that, and then you take like a little a break, and then you have someone do an award in the front. You start videotaping that, and then at the end of the show, then you edit it all together so you can have a mix of you don't even if you want to make it live, you can make it live too. But I'm saying you can also have it afterwards, like an actual produced one, where it's a lot more streamlined, where it's like not a lot of dead air or people like walking up or all the different stuff that takes a lot of time. But they could have done a lot better considering they're making money off of this. If they're making no money, if this is all for fun, just for your channel, for your community, and this something like this, even charging for 150 bucks for that little room per head for the community, I think that's like way too much personally. I would have if I were to like invite people over, if I wanted to rent a room, a venue, and do an award show for like my community or my friends on YouTube for something that we can just kind of mess around with. Like I would just charge enough to to cover for the room, cover for the food, and any like travel expenses for anybody else. If I was going to charge in the first place. Um, but obviously, this is a grift. $150 that he charged one person that attended, paid for the room. Let's say they bought some, or if they didn't even buy some food, let's say two of those tickets, 300 bucks for the amount of people there, paid for the food. So not only did he make money on the people there, he made money on the people who voted online. Man, why would anybody with dignity show up to the event? Says Blind and Braille. Uh, that's the thing, man. That's part of our gaming community, like. And the thing is, some of them, I'm sure, are normal, nice people who um, don't see anything wrong with the type of content that Stuttering Craig or Smash JT put out. And it's hard for me to understand them, but it's not like I'm not naive to believe that there's a lot of people out there that thrive on it. They could have ran out a good restaurant, bar, and a stage or something. They could have. They could have. I think they did Dave and Buster's because it's cheap, and maybe because it's video game related. Like kind of, they have like games and stuff. But then again, like you're not out there in the gaming floor, so I maybe they probably just didn't want to spend money, man. Like if you're gonna rent like a hall, like an actual hall, probably be like like at least like $300, $500, um, and then have to buy like food, like a taquero or something for your peeps. I'm not sure how much. I think they're just cheap, and that's just kind of what it shows, man. Former Amico Shilling Shuttering Craig. The rooms were free with a round of beers. Probably a conference hall or something. That's what I was saying. Like I'm sure like a lot of these churches and shit, they have like halls attached to them where you can rent out the church halls pretty cheap, especially given the church is a non-profit. So It wouldn't cost too much. Oh, is that right, Retro Bro? He says that Pat and Ian are gonna talk about the Real Game Awards show on the next show. Um, I finally watched. How we were talking last week about uh, John Hancock, and I finally watched Pat and Ian on that. I agree with their take was pretty. I agree with their take. Like they're pretty much said that is his collection. He could do whatever he wants with it, and just getting rid of it is probably good for his mental health and shit. And that he tried to give it a go, but he couldn't. He couldn't come up with the place that would make his collection showable, to the public. And I guess he ended up selling 60% to Embracer, so that collection might not ever be seen by the public anymore. So that kind of sucks. And then I guess what Embracer didn't buy was 40%. He donated to some other YouTubers so that they can show stuff out in their conventions and stuff. So yeah, I think it was a pretty good take on that. So I'm interested to see what their take is on the Real Game Awards. But I'm sure they talked about it before last year, and they pretty much agreed that what he was doing was a grift. What Sterling Craig was doing was a grift. But I'm still gonna I'll watch it, to see what they have to say about it. But I'm sure they're gonna just say, it's a grift. They didn't like pretty much what we're talking about, how they are being cheap and shit, and how the actual award should have been something way better. You're saying that this space looks like a kid's birthday party watching YouTube. That's where they give the kids fifth grade basketball players a trophy. It don't look like they have much food though, unless the food is off screen somewhere. Yeah, but there's no reason for that for them to even do the show, unfortunately. All right, guys, I think that's gonna be it for today. Oh, I was earlier in the show. I was showing you guys all my jackets, and there was like four of them, and I was just throwing them on the floor right there. They're all piled up, and Pixie is sleeping in the middle of them. Anyways, next time I'm gonna have my webcam attached to this so that I can show you guys my cats as they keep on messing around in the morning. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Cats and Coffee. Thanks for chilling with me this morning. Oh, afternoon now, guys. Good afternoon, everybody. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody for hanging out, and thank you guys all for joining the memberships. We have a 56K warning, the last line, and then Luke's Awakening for giving five memberships to the peeps. I really appreciate that. I don't know who those guys are, most of them, but welcome to the channel. I'm gonna keep on posting new badges and stuff and new things for the members, so keep that in mind. And I will be doing some members only content. Um, for those of you that are still here, um, there's some member only content that I might make later on. Recently, I got into it with Dean TV. He was on my channel talking a bit of shit, and he dared me to post some caca that I got on him, being I believe what is child abuse, where he's trying to falsely accuse Bob of doing some pedophilia. and he coaches his son in that. And he actually made a video recording himself for some reason, like doing that. And he did it on his old channel, Dan channel, and I got it, and I've had it for a while. But the reason why I've never released it was because I had no reason to, because he, well, Dean, it's like he's boring. He's boring to talk about. He's boring to watch. He's just boring, and so I just never had the urge to make a video exposing him. But he wants to run his mouth and shit, saying that I don't have receipts. So I might release that for my members only. So stay tuned for that. Not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it's there, and I figure that's good content for my members. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned, and you will see what type of father Dean TV really is. And I'm also gonna probably remember that video that Gen X Gamer did of me talking shit of I think he might have compared me to Albo. I never watched that video, but I did download it, and I know he has. I think he might have it on private now, but I want to go through that too and address that, and for my members only. And those type of videos I'm gonna keep in my memberships only, because I just don't want to like, I don't want my channel to be just talking shit about all this crapola, people and stuff like that. So yeah, so sensitive things like that are gonna be put up for my members only. And if it gets out, it gets out. But at least it'll give my members some juicy shit worth watching. But that's for a later date. The membership lasts a month, so at least people who are members now will get that this month sometime. But that's it. I'm gonna leave it right there, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. Retro Bro, Last Line, Luke's Awakening, Dan Willie, we have Mike. We have some new faces that I never seen here before. Welcome everybody. Quaya, Tommy, Multiplex, whatever the fuck you wanna keep on changing your name to. Welcome to my stream. Avocado Girl, good to see you. And I think that was it. But if I missed you, thank you guys for hanging out today. Oh, Ricardo was here too. What's today? Today's Friday. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Tomorrow I won't be doing another Cats and Coffee, but Sunday I think I will. I don't got any plans. So I'm gonna leave it right there, guys. Remember, always be kind to yourself. And what do I always say? Be kind to yourself and enjoy your life. Always remember to enjoy your life. I'll catch you guys right there. Peace.